Hello everyone. So you're welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Seni, your public health doctor, and today we are talking about a virus that is so common. Like most sexually active people will have it at some point in their lives. So the funny thing about this is that most people have never heard about it. That is human papillomavirus. And the scary part of this is you can have it right now, feel completely fine, have zero symptoms, and still be passing it on to someone else. Today, we're breaking it down. What is HPV? How does it spread? What does it do in your body? And most importantly, how can you protect yourself against this? This is one video you cannot afford to miss, so stay with me. Like I said earlier, what exactly is HPV? Human papillomavirus, often called HPV, is a group of more than 200 related viruses that infect the skin and mucous membranes of the body. It is the most common sexually transmitted infection in the world. Now, when I say common, I mean common. Studies estimate that about 80% of sexually active people will be infected with HPV at least once in their lifetime. Yes, you heard me correctly, 80%. And there are two main categories of this virus. We have the low-risk virus. These are strains that cause genital warts, but they are not carcinogenic, they are not oncogenic, they don't cause cancer. And we have the high-risk HPV. These ones, particularly the HPV 16 and 18, can cause cancer, and this is where it gets very serious. The most important thing to understand is that most people with HPV do not even know that they have it. They are often no symptoms, no pain, no visible signs. This is what makes it so dangerous. Human papillomavirus spreads primarily through skin-to-skin contacts, most commonly through sexual activity, which could be through vaginal sex, anal sex, oral sex, and the most important one I want to tell you, the one I want you to take note of, is the skin-to-skin genital contact. That is, even without penetration, skin-to-skin genital contact. You know, this is something many people do not know. They will tell you, oh, condoms. Yes, condom is good. Condom reduces the risk, but do not fully protect against HPV because the virus can be present on areas not covered by a condom. HPV can also be spread from a mother to a baby during childbirth, though this is less common. So, another thing we need to tell you is that you cannot get HPV from toilet seats. Neither will you get it from sharing food or drinks, or from hugging or holding hands. So it is important to know this so that we can separate fact from stigma. This is the part that really matters, because HPV is not just all about the genital warts. We know the low risk HPV can cause genital warts, those growths, those swellings that are soft, that are on the genital area or in the anus or in the throat. They are not dangerous, but they can be so uncomfortable and they can be distressing. Yeah. So the high risk HPV can cause cervical cancer. The most well-known HPV related cancer is this cervical cancer. And about more than 70% of cervical cancer is known to be caused by HPV. It can also cause anal cancer. It can cause throat and mouth cancer, which is gradually increasing because of the oral sex that is being practiced these days. We call it nasopharyngeal cancer. It can also cause vulvar and vaginal cancer, and it can also cause penile cancer. Yes, men too are affected. You can have cancer on your penis. So in Nigeria, cervical cancer is the second most common cancer in women after breast cancer, and almost all of it is caused by HPV. So let that sink into you. A cancer that is largely preventable is killing Nigerian women every single day. Is it because we're not talking about it enough, or that our health-seeking behavior is poor? So I want to be very clear about something. That you have HPV does not make you irresponsible or immoral, because anyone who has ever been sexually active is at risk. Full stop. However, your risk is higher if you become sexually active at a younger age, you have multiple sexual partners, or you have a weakened immune system, mostly people that are living with HIV or any other conditions that can reduce your immunity, or if you have never been vaccinated against HPV, or you've never had a cervical cancer screening. And men, please do not tune out. HPV can affect you too. Men can develop genital warts. They can have some cancers like the penile cancers I mentioned before. They can have esophageal cancer. And men too, they are transmitting HPV to their partners. So it is everybody's conversation. It's not just the women. So how can we diagnose HPV? For women, the most important test is the cervical cancer screening, also called a pap smear, that's perpendicular smear test, or a visual inspection with acetic acid. This all helps to check for abnormal cells at the cervix that is caused by HPV. So every woman between age 25 and 30 and 65 should have regular cervical screening. In Nigeria, access to screening is still limited, but it is available at teaching hospitals, primary healthcare centers, and through some programs like the one I benefited from today at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital. Thank you, ONG department. Shout out to you. And here's something very important. There is no cure for HPV itself, but the good news there is that most HPV infections clear on their own within 1 to 2 years. So that is dependent on your immune system. Also, genital warts can be treated with medication or minor procedures. Precancerous cells detected early through screening can be treated before they become cancers. So you see the importance of your screening. You see why your screening is very powerful, because early detection saves life. Now, the best news of all is that HPV is largely preventable. Here is how it is. Number one, you need to get vaccinated. The HPV vaccine is very safe, is effective. It works best when given before sexual activity begins. So ideally between the age of 9 and 14. But adults can still take it up to age 45, If the benefit is there, why not? In Nigeria, the HPV vaccine is now part of the national immunization schedule for girls. This is a huge step forward. So a round of applause for our government. Also, it is important to tell you that you need to get screened regularly. Pap smears and HMVIA tests is very important. So don't wait for symptoms to present. Also, we'll tell you, use condom consistently, even though it's not 100% protective against HPV. But at least it can help to reduce the risk of transmission and prevent other STIs. So another thing is, you need to have honest conversation with your partner about sexual health, and also know your status. If you're sexually active, speak to your doctor about your HPV risk prevention, because we all know prevention is always better than cure. And with HPV, prevention is very much possible. HPV is real. It is real, my dear. It is real, and it is largely silent. But here is what I need you to take away from this video today: that you are not powerless. You can vaccinate your girls. You can get, and your sons too, yeah, vaccinate them. You should also get screened. The result of the screening will determine how often you'll do your next screening. Just ensure that you talk to your doctor. Break the silence about sexual health in our communities. So if this video has talked to you, if this video has resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up, like, share. One thing is, the virus you do not know about is far more dangerous than the one you do. So this video, if it has educated you today, share it. Someone you love may need to hear this. Also, subscribe for more honest, life-saving public health conversations like this. I will ensure to bring in more topics, more relatable topics frequently. So drop a comment below if you or anyone you have been affected, as in anybody maybe a first-degree relative, your friend, or anyone have been affected by HPV or has a condition and that was told is caused by HPV. It could be the genital warts, it could be the precancerous lesion. Just comment below. I am Dr. Seni, and health is worth fighting for. So I'll see you in my next video. Bye.